Seniors' homes. Our province's population is aging, as you know, and yet we see home after home closing doors because they're being converted into regular rental units or because owners don't want to keep up with new safety measures. Matt Del Vecchio follows the ups and downs of homes very carefully. He's owner of Lianas Senior Transition Support and host of Life Unrehearsed, Sundays at 4 p.m. on CJAD. Morning, Matt.
Morning, Andrew.
So are we running out of seniors' homes in this province?
Yeah, it's for RPAs, the numbers are actually going down. There's more closures, 500 closures in the last 5 years. It's been very tough on them. They're hardworking people. But just the cost of running RPAs and not being able to stay full has really affected them.
Sorry, what's an RPA? Résidence pour personnes âgées?
Right. So
Okay.
Résidence privée pour année, so basically a retirement home or a senior's residence, which is basically a level below a CHSLD. CHSLD being, of course, a high care nursing home.
Okay. So the Minister Sonia Belanger announced measures yesterday about she says to help people operating private homes. Do you think this is going to be enough?
Yeah, good question. No, not nearly enough, but it's a good start. They're targeting the smaller RPAs, basically those with 30 units or less. Those are the ones, when I talk about 500 closures, the majority of them are the smaller ones. And what they're doing is they're going to be subsidizing some of the care services that are offered in these smaller RPAs, for example, assistance with dressing or bathing or medication management. So it's a good start, but the reality is if you turn it into numbers of how many Quebecers that will benefit from this, we're looking at about 15,000 Quebecers, and there's actually about 130,000 living in RPAs.
Okay, and that number is bound to go up as well. I mean, how difficult it is to find a place to place somebody these days?
Yeah, so good question. In an RPA, there's actually availability in most cases.
Oh, yeah.
And this is part of the problem. If you have an RPA and you're an owner of it and you have 10 apartments, but there's only 8 being used, well, you're losing 20% of your revenues. And this is part of the challenges that smaller RPAs are facing. What we usually hear in the media with these long waiting lists are usually the waiting list for the public CHSLDs, which is a whole other issue and an important issue, Andrew, because I think this is the heart of the problem. If the government was doing a better job in more home care and decreasing that list for CHSLDs, which, by the way, to wait for home care or to wait for a CHSLD, the waiting list has doubled in the last several years. And that's where the root of the problem is, because now we have to go to RPAs to fill in that void, but it has simply been too costly to operate these RPAs. So it's welcome support, but we need to really do a lot more at the home care level and reducing those waiting lists.
Okay, if you went on a waiting list today for a long-term care home, a CHSLD, like how long would the wait be likely?
A good question. They do it by priority. It's not first come, first serve. But it's usually averaging in a year to 2 years. We've had some cases in the West Island where it's been 3 years now.